Hello, thank you so much for joining me once again. My name is still Brian, this is still my channel, and today we are returning to the world of Scarlet Hollow once again. I think the last time I published a sort of episode of me playing this, it was probably like a month ago in real time, but in real time, but in recording time, it's been like a couple of days because this game has just been so engrossing and I want to keep playing it. Like, my throat is not even like at its best right now because I've been doing a lot of visual novel stuff recently, but I really wanted to play more of this. So, without further ado, we are going to get back into it, and last we left off, we went to visit our cousin Tabitha at the mines without anyone actually prompting us, which actually, I looked at Steam and it actually gave us an achievement that apparently 0.1% of people have earned or something. So, completely accidentally, we did something very rare. But we went into the mines because there were some idiot teenagers who went in there, wanted to mess around. The mine started to collapse. We managed to get all of them out. Unfortunately, the responsible one of the teenagers kind of got collapsed, caved in on a little bit. We think she'll survive, but her leg did not look especially great. So that is where we are right now. I left off. I actually don't even know how much time is left in the episode, but we're going to continue. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is it my fault, Meeks? Stella, no, this is just an awful coincidence. It's not your fault. Oh, hey, guess the cops are done with you? What, are they going to take you in for being present at an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small-town cops, you know? Always blame everything on drifters. Even acts of God, I guess. Excellent, you didn't get arrested. Now come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Snowy Nerdy? And by the way, I need to real quick mute my phone just to make sure it doesn't go off midstream. Usually I'm pretty good at remembering to do that, but I want to double check that. Okay, gonna see Stella tomorrow. Tomorrow? You've already ruined my evenings on 2 consecutive nights, Stella. What do you think you'll be doing with my cousin tomorrow? We're going ghost hunting at Oscar's, remember? We talked about it in the mines. You were there. I didn't think you were serious. Snowy Nerd, you have her number, right? Keep me posted on what she's doing. Let me know if that ghost hunt actually happens. It's weird you care about what she's doing so much. Clearly, I have to. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by her arm. Are you kidnapping me? Don't be ridiculous. I'm taking you home. You can practically feel Tabitha roll her eyes as she drags you to her car. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what might lurk behind the tree line. Rosalina was the responsible teenager who got crushed by that. Why do you treat Stella like that? Didn't you 2 used to be friends? It was a different time in my life. I just wish that she'd get that we're not in high school anymore. I'm a different person than whoever she thinks she knows. Poor Rosalina, poor Oscar being the dad. He should have kept tighter reins on that girl. I never got into any trouble like this when I was a teen, and I have Pearl Ann to thank for it. Hated it at the time, but the strictness paid off. Ugh, what am I telling you this for? Whoa, are we bonding? I guess? Sure. You're right, there are a lot of adults who should have done a better job tonight. Exactly. People who aren't ready to be parents shouldn't be parents. And clearly there are some parents who aren't ready. Take the librarian. There are tons of people more qualified to be parents who can't even conceive. And here he is having a kid at 19 and clearly letting her do just whatever the hell she wants. And look where that got her. Even if she doesn't lose that leg, she's going to carry what happened tonight for the rest of her life. It's not fair. Oscar Tabitha says, haunted Tabitha for sure. I don't think it's fair to judge him. You don't know the whole story. Whatever. How are you holding up? Poorly, but I'd rather we didn't get into it. I'm doing terribly, by the way, in case you wanted to know. You know, sassy little bitch. Yeah, me too. I've got to focus on the road, though. Sorry about today. Tabitha doesn't answer. Fine, maybe I'm not sorry. I don't have energy for this. Alright, we'll ride in silence for the rest of it. You guys wander back to the tree line as you would tap this thing back into the silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Well, this day was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. I'll see you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. I'll turn in. You head up to your room to turn in. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Yo, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road. I saw them again too. Another picture, this time of them staring from a tree. WTF! These guys are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them being here than the mine collapse? No way I'm sleeping tonight. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes, even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks. Trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Oh, it's the cat! Just the cat. It's always just the cat. Don't read into this. The woman kicked me out. Just want a warm place to sleep. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. Is this the end of episode 2? It's very creepy. Doors moving by themselves. Okay. Going down the stairs. Is there something down here? In the cobblestone or whatever. This is the end of episode 2. Episode 3 awaits. So finish episode 3, finish. Okay. So we finished episode 2. And I guess that's the end of our episode as well. I'll see you next. No, I'm just kidding. I figured it was about a 50-50. We were close to the end of the last episode, but I was curious about if we would get to the library. With that in mind, we'll just go ahead and proceed directly into episode 3, and we'll do part of it before we sign off for today. But I will go ahead and save the game. Right there. And return. And I'll see a recap, as always, just to remind y'all, because you can give me, you getting a recap is probably better than me getting a recap, because I might have not covered everything. So we'll get a full recap. If you know a Pearl and Scarlet, cousins, mother, and aunt seem like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your rocky relationship. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Can you hear the sweet whispers of new growth? Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at a shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as it paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Oh, Snow and Nerd, my hero! You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears up on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there's the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it's gone. Oh my god, what do we do? Stella, keep an eye on him for us. Make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. Welcome home. Gosh. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of suffering to come. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. From now on, you're back at the estate by bedtime. No more impromptu sleepovers. Just don't make yourself a burden, alright? I have a lot to do today. Oh, we're talking about a certain young man who may or may not have caught the boss's eye? That Sam Wayne fellow, wasn't it? Whatever. If anyone asks, we never talk, got it? I don't want to disappear, too. These are like... they have been named players, or named NPCs, but I also have not talked with them enough to actually give them full voices yet. I am the only person in this town who truly cares about your safety. Don't forget that. Even if it's already too late to stop what's going to happen. Whatever you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, so just go somewhere else before Tabitha once again trails off. Both she and Stella have noticed the girl with the dark braid and glasses sneaking along the ridge. It's Rosalina! Kanika, we found her! She's headed up the hill! They went in? Does Stella have no sense of self-preservation? My dad says our house is haunted. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Wait a second, where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. But you can feel it in your chest, like the deep growl of a predator. What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Snowy Nerdy, you're alright! Wait, Becca and Alexa's still down there. You can't leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. You collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts, and you barely even notice the dust. We've done this. We've seen Rosalina's face twisted with pain. And that is the last episode. So we are going to wake up and start episode 3. Sunshine filters in through the dusty windows of the estate as the dull aches of last night's activities throb in and out of focus. You manage to survive a second night in the town of Scarlet Hollow. As you pull yourself out of bed, you can feel the soot and grime of the Shaw mine still stuck to your skin. Oh, by the way, let's look at our major choices. Woke up in Stella's guest room, insisted Stella stay when Tabitha tried to kick her out, told Avery the truth, visited Avery at the diner, visited my cousin at the mines, chased after Stella, and went after Beck and Alexis at the cost of Rosalina's safety. We could have gotten Rosalina out of there, to be fair, but we decided that she had to come with us to rescue Becca and Alexis. Take a shower because I'm not a filthy beast. You step into your guest's bathroom and into the shower. The water's hot and surprisingly enough clean. As steam fills your lungs and soot washes down the drain, Ooh. There are a lot of options here. What do you think about someone special? Why not? Specifically, you think about Stella. I like Stella. And everything the two of you have been through since you got to town. You're done here. Wash away your sins. Shower. Achievement unlocked. Let's go. You're done here. You turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. Time to start your day. Let's message the group chat. What's the game plan? It'll probably be a bit before we get a response. Check the closet. How long were you going to have slept in this room without realizing you shared the space with that doll? Hopefully it doesn't get up and move while you're not around. I'll pick it up, why not? It's Footweed's property of Alexandria. You put it back and close the closet behind you. I'll look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. A different you might have been taken away by this view, drifting into fantasies about how you might have tidied it up and enjoyed tea by the fountain. But a lot has happened since you first arrived in town. Turn back to the guest room. I'll text Stella. I missed your guest bed, lol. It'll probably be a bit. Text Kanika. Send her a photo of an exhausted Ben Affleck. Sometimes you just have to send people photos of an exhausted Ben Affleck. Can't avoid it. Time to start your day. Playing the field, keeping your options open. I'm not sure what I was doing, but we did it. You enter the kitchen to find your cousin in the midst of devouring a pint of banana chocolate chunk. She isn't alone. Frou-Frou glares at you from her usual spot on the counter as a red-headed woman busies herself trying to busy as best as she can. You have to imagine that the fresh face in the kitchen is Janie. Tabitha did mention that she comes in on Wednesdays to clean. Vile woman, destroying the natural order of my kitchen. Tabitha's gaze swivels from the woman to you, her glare intensifying. Hi, you must be Janie, Tabitha mentioned. Oh, I forgot. I didn't get the chance to offer the nuts. Alright, what other voices can I do? That's right. I'm just here to do a little bit of cleaning. What cleaning Miss Tabitha will let me do, at least. I mean, I could have this place looking brand new, you know. Don't go making any big renovations or moving anything around. I like knowing where my stuff is. Okie dokie. It's so nice to finally meet you, Snowy Nerdy. Both Miss Pearl Ann and Miss Tabitha talked about Janie so much, but hearing about someone and meeting them face to face are two completely different things, I suppose. Thanks? I'm trying to say that it's wonderful to finally actually meet you, and I'm so happy part of the family is here to keep Miss Tabitha company with everything else that's Janie. Oh, I'm so sorry, Miss Tabitha. It might be too much again. Tabitha grumbles in acknowledgement. There we go, let's offer her the nuts. Thank you so much for the generous offer, sweetie, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass. I had a really bad experience with boiled peanuts once in the summer of, 17? Wait, let me think. 16. No, it was definitely 17. Anyways, my husband Tulip and I were on this road trip to Blowing Rock, and why do you still have those things? I don't get to explain why we still have those things. Bonjour, Frou-Frou. Oh, bonjour, sacre bleu. Do not think you can just bonjour me just because I slept at the foot of your bed last night. I still despise you. 3 humans at once, this is abhorrent. Your stink will linger here for hours. How am I to bear it? I see, talking to my cat again. Are you sure you didn't get hit on the head last night? You didn't say good morning to your pets? I always make sure to talk to my farm cats and alpaca like they're people. To me, they kind of are. Any updates on Rosalie? There we go. Yeah, they had to take her foot. Her dad's lucky she's alive. Aw, poor Rosalina. Tabitha takes one last spoonful of ice cream, then discards the empty container, turning to you with a trademark scowl. Let's get going. I've got an errand to run in town, and every time I've left you here alone, something's terrible wound up happening. So you're coming with me. Hold on. You can't tell Rosalina lost her foot and move on like nothing. Just because something terrible happened to someone doesn't mean life doesn't go on. Life has to go on. And let me assure you, what happened to that poor girl weighs heavily on my mind. Now, shall we go, or would you rather keep bombarding me with guilt for something I personally begged you not to do? I haven't had breakfast. Should have thought about that before sleeping in so late. Janie, lock up when you leave, please, and don't go rearranging anything. I'll know. As you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains between the two of you, impatiently tapping her foot. Oh, Snowy Nerdy, before you go, I heard about what happened last night. I heard about it before Miss Tabitha mentioned it just now, and then I heard it again. I just want to say I'm so sorry I got caught up in that. I've been praying for Oscar and poor little Rosalina. They're such sweethearts. Could have happened to nicer people. Have you seen any weird creatures around town? You know, now that you mention it, I've been hearing some folks talk about weird creatures, but I haven't seen anything myself. No. Unless you count whatever massive rats taking up residence in the church. My little Tulip keeps pretending they're her little fairy friends or something, taking nibbles out of our trash. But my husband's put out some traps, so hopefully that'll be dealt with soon enough. I'm going to stop the two of you right there. Snowy Nerdy, I'm busy and not in the mood to stand around waiting while you play Nancy Drew with my cleaning lady right in front of me. We're leaving. Bye, Janie. Alrighty then, be safe out there, you two. Tabitha practically drags you from the estate, one hand clasped firmly around your arm. She continues to drag you all the way into her car and from there into town. The ride to town is uneventful. You're kind of unsurprisingly more focused on the road than on making conversation. Alright, we're just popping into the general store for a few minutes. What are we doing at the general store? Picking up tea from Sybil. Nod sagely. Should we be solving a mystery right now? A mystery? What mystery? The events of last night are pretty cut and dried. Like, come on. Is it more believable that the Shaw mine collapsed because of mysterious, unseen forces? Or is it more believable that it collapsed because it was a condemned mine that wasn't suitable for human beings? People like Stella turn to conspiracy theories and the supernatural because they can't handle the truth. That our world is ruled by chaotic forces that don't follow any kind of logical pattern. But bad things can happen to good people suddenly and for no reason. You can choose to accept that, or you can live in denial. You and Tabitha turn as the door to the general store bursts open. A flustered Kanika exits, shouting behind her. Fine, okay, keep coddling him. Keep letting him get away from stuff you never would have let me so much as think about. I'm sick of carrying this family. Kanika storms off, the door slowly drifting shut behind her. Ugh, other people and their drama. If more people kept things to themselves, they'd be a lot happier. Very Hemingway of you. It worked out great for all his characters, too. And for him. Books are for children. I read expense reports now. Oh, yeah. Famously children's lit Ernest Hemingway. Every time I read A Farewell to Arms, I'm like, 6-year-olds would love this. Come on already, let's go. The bells at the general store chime as you cross the threshold. The smells of old wood and steamy herbal tea flood your senses, making you feel instantly at home. Good morning, you two. Hope you're doing well after last night's activities. Morning. Is the new blend ready? Of course. Snowy Nerdy, if you'd like to keep Miles company, Tabitha and I'll be just a minute. Is Kanika okay? Of course, she just needs time to cool down. Emotions are a little high considering everything that happened yesterday. She'll settle down soon enough. I'm just glad both my little ones made it out okay. Several motions for Tabitha to follow, and they both disappear into the tea room, closing the door behind them with a tinkling of bells. I'll try to listen in, because Miles is boring. You walk up to the door of the tea room. Miles. Subtle. Longer than you hoped, but... Sybil pauses, and a moment later you hear footsteps move to the far end of the tea room. If she and Tabitha resume their discussion, their voices are too soft for you to hear. Listen long before the tinkling of bells interrupts your attempted listening session to announce another patron. Oh, excuse me. Wait, you're Snowy Nerdy, aren't you? My name is Bo. I'm Duke's boy. It's a pleasure to meet you. The policeman told me you saw what happened to my daddy. I could have saved him. I'm so sorry. Except I'm not sorry, because saving him would have meant the dog would have had to die, and I couldn't have lived with that. It's okay. My dad used to say I'm as strong as they come, but I still get scared sometimes out in them woods. I'm sure you did the best you could. Mom was pretty broken up about it. I'm trying to hold it together since I'm the man of the house now, but it ain't easy. Me and him were supposed to bring Big Betty to the state fair this week, but now he's gone, and as of this morning, so is she. So I suppose if I'm not going to the fair, I may as well make myself useful and get out in the woods to look for what's left of my daddy. You was there, right? Can you tell me where to look so I can try to find him? Have you seen anything else on the farm? I can't think where it's not safe. I wouldn't go poking around, trying to warn him off. I ain't a stranger to what these hills have to offer. Daddy always said I wouldn't have nothing to fear as long as I learned how to use my fists. So he taught me how to do all that. Those woods might still get scared sometimes, but I reckon there's no better way to show my daddy I've learned those lessons than to go out there and find him. Your dad was killed by ditch ladies. They're monsters that show up when something bad is going to happen, and they're things that have been stealing your chickens. I ain't never heard of a ditchling before, but whatever they are, they ain't gonna stop me from trying to find them. Is Big Betty one of the chickens? Nah, she ain't a chicken. Big Betty's our prized pumpkin. She was a big lady, too. I'd expect she was at least 2,000 pounds. Not too easy to move something like that. Could be she rolled off down a hill, but I can't be looking for her just yet. What with everything else going on? Have you seen anything else? Not really, no, but I've been awful busy with everything that's still been happening. Them chickens keep disappearing, though. Alright, if you want to know where to go, I will tell you, but you will probably die. Thank you, Snowy Nerdy. I appreciate you trying to help us out. I don't rest easy knowing he's out there somewhere all by his lonesome. And please tell me, Scarlet, I'm sorry about it, Mama. Tabitha and Sybil are still in the tea room. Your phone buzzes. Oh my god, hey, I overslept. Still gotta make myself breakfast, meet at the library after and figure out plan? Then it buzzes again. Hey again, lol, if you want to come over for breakfast, would not hate it. And then it buzzes again. Somebody was busy this morning. Oh, hey again. If you want to hang out before the library thing, I'm parked in the abandoned lot by the gas station. It's hard to miss. Tabitha sure is taking her time in there. I mean, if I gotta choose, I'm going to Stella's. I didn't mean to, the achievement said keep your options open, and it sounded like I was trying to play the field or something. I just wanted to be nice and text everybody. I wasn't trying to lead anybody on. But I'm going to swing by Stella, because she was always my choice. Doesn't take long for you to make your way to Stella's house. Hi, Stella! You take a deep breath in the top of your lungs. Your shout is immediately met by the yelps of an excited Gretchen. Yay! He's here, Stella! He's here! An exhausted Stella groggily stares at you from a doorway. That's the other benefit of spending time with Stella, is that you get to spend time with Gretchen. Hey, sorry, I'm a bit of a mess. I guess I slept in. A lot. Give me a minute to finish getting dressed and I can make you some breakfast. Stella talks from the other room as she changes. What are you feeling for breakfast? Pancakes, eggs and biscuits, maybe just a classic scramble? I also have toaster waffles if that's more your speed. I may have already had my breakfast, but that won't stop me from partaking in whatever scraps may fall to the floor, of course. Any opportunity I have to explore, I'll do it. Offering biscuits after I've had one of Winnie's? Someone's got a secret family recipe, huh? Haha, maybe I never said they'd be as good as Winnie's, but I've certainly got a trick or two up my sleeve. Alright then, let's see what you got. Biscuits it is. Excellent, you won't be disappointed. We can even make them together. I used to have a jumpsuit just like Stella's, but I'm afraid mine has been torn to shreds from years of use. Alright, let's get started. Ooh, I get a flirt option now. Let's go. That's a cute jumpsuit. It most certainly is, isn't it? Wait, am I flirting with Stella or with the dog? Haha, thanks. It's because we're going ghost hunting tonight. This used to be my lucky getup back when I did ghost hunting videos. Though I guess you might call it unlucky since I've never actually seen a ghost. But hey, after the past couple of nights, maybe we can use a bit of bad luck. Or the kind of bad luck where we don't find anything, of course. Don't want to jinx us. Should we start on food? You'll have to tell me what to do. Oh, you'll do great, I promise, she said, winking. Will do. I'm sure you'll catch on in no time. Biscuits from scratch seem to intimidate a lot of people, but once you get it down, they're super quick and easy. Barely an inconvenience. How about you mix the butter into the dry ingredients while I get everything else ready? She hands you a bowl. You gotta get in there with your hands. Just squish the butter into the floor until all the big chunks are gone. Let's squish that mix! You get to work and start needing the mix. I'll get started on the gravy while you're at it. Anyway, seems like you got an earlier start than I did today. Anything interesting happened while I was asleep? Did Tabby give you a hard time? And have you heard anything from Oscar? Tabitha was planning on babysitting me all day, but I gave her the slip. Oh, you could have brought it with you. But that's probably easier said than done. Especially after what happened last night. I bet she's got a lot on her plate. I met Bo at the general store this morning. That poor guy. How's he doing? Apparently Big Betty's gone missing. Really? How does a 2,000-pound pumpkin just disappear? I don't have any elaboration on that. Just how does it disappear? And then we'll leave that in the air. The cops still haven't found Duke's body. He says he wants to look himself. Gosh, that sounds dangerous. I hope he stays safe. I haven't talked to Oscar yet, but apparently they had to amputate Rosalina's foot. The color drains from Stella's face. Oh no! That poor pup! I hope I made things easier. Stella stands in silence for a moment before perking up. I baked some cookies last night after we got home. I was a little restless. I'll bring them over today. I'm not sure what else I can even do. Though cleaning his house a bit spiritual resident will probably be helpful too. Hope you haven't forgotten about our ghost hunting plans this evening. How are you so positive after everything that's happened? Different people cope in different ways. I know there's nothing I can do about this situation, so I just try not to think about it. If I did, I might sink into a pit of despair and I'd just be useless. But if I just tuck it all away, I can be there for people who need me. Reference to Jane Eyre. Don't keep... yeah, let's, go ahead. Reference some Charlotte Bronte here. Don't keep the things you're scared of locked away in the attic of your mind. It can easily end worse than if you just dealt with them alright, because, you know, setting it all on fire would probably be a better option. It's like Mr. Rochester. Those things may one day break free and burn your whole house down. Stella pauses for a moment, contemplating what you just said. I feel like you're making a reference to something I haven't read, but I totally get what you're saying. I should keep them in a metaphorical shed out back instead. That way they can't burn down the house. Yeah, that's exactly it. I will say, my character has a lot more, I consider myself pretty book smart, but 90% of my references are Fairly Odd Parents, SpongeBob, or meme culture. I'm not out here referencing Hemingway and Bronte, so I don't know what they're doing here. Which I guess is my body in this hypothetical scenario. Maybe I should build an actual tiny house and write down all my bad feelings on little slips of paper and stuff them in there never to see the light of day. I certainly wouldn't mind a tiny house myself. So many of the other dogs in town have them, and they love to rub it in when I run into them. That sounds like pretty good therapy, honestly. But in the meantime, I can just choose to pour myself into distracting activities with the people I care about. Like making breakfast. Gotta make sure we're fueled up for a ghost hunt tonight. Hope we didn't forget about our evening plans. Is there a flirting option? No. I'm extremely pumped. Excellent, me too. There's a ghost I hope it tries to communicate with us instead of scare us. I want to know what it's like to be dead, or if there are more ghosts out there. And hey, if this is anything like any other ghost hunt I've ever been on, it'll be a much appreciated breather. Unless you count Tommy Knockers as ghosts. Or Wayne. Well, if y'all are excited, count me in on the enthusiasm. How's the squishing coming along? Messy but good, I think? Stella reaches over and takes a bowl from you. Looks perfect! Now I just have to add the wet stuff and we're in business. Don't worry, I'll do the whole rollout and fold part. I know that might be intimidating. Wash your hands and Stella adds her milk concoction to the flour mixture, stirring a few times before turning to the counter for the final steps. Our little babies are ready to go in the oven. And if you don't mind, I'm going to make an egg for myself while we wait. Actually, can I have an egg too? Of course, the more the merrier. I hope you like over easy. Stella cracks an egg into a fresh pan and gets back to work on the stove. Thanks for coming over, by the way. It's nice to have the company. She'll never admit it, but my Stella gets lonely from time to time. It's so nice to have a guest. I want to explore. Let's start with Tabitha. Oh, multiple options. Sure, Tabitha's kind of a jerk to you. I mean, she's probably like that with everyone, but still, I'm sorry. I don't think that's true. She's distant and short and kind of terse, but I think that's just a way of joshing with me. Like the whole band from the mind thing. She's so funny. I think you're actually banned, my dude. She should just talk to you. Oh, it's fine. She's got a lot on her plate. So, what exactly is your history with my cousin? It's complicated. Not letting me elaborate in any way, shape, or form, but it is complicated. Do you think you'll always live here? Have you ever thought about moving away? It's hard to say. I inherited this house, you know? So I didn't need to worry about where to live or how to survive. And I know everyone here. I don't really know folks out there. What happened to your parents? Stella tenses. Car crash. They were taking me to college. I didn't wind up going to college. Not much more to be said. That's why you're so nervous around cars? Yeah. Can we talk about something else? Yeah. I figured she'd want to. You and Kanika seem really close. Yeah, it's nice that she's back in town, but I wish it were under better circumstances. She's still busy with the store, too. I don't know how she does it. It's been nice hanging out with her more the past couple days. So, again, better circumstances would be nice. You ever hang out with Avery? Oh, that's a good question. I guess I just don't know him very well. I grew up with Reese and Kanika and Tabby. Even you don't seem like a stranger with who you're related to. Avery moved here a few months ago, kind of close on the heels of all that stuff with the accident, so I guess I wasn't really in the right headspace to make new friends. I do go to their parties, but now that you mention it, it is weird that I haven't thought to try to hang out with them outside of that. I should text them sometime. How's the food coming? A timer goes off, and Stella excitedly pops open the oven, pulling out a tray of delectable biscuits. Funny you should ask. Looks like we're done here. And with that, breakfast is served. If the two of you wouldn't mind saving me just a couple scraps, that meal smells absolutely delectable. Oh yeah, that's a fresh biscuit, alright. Still not as good as the diners, but if I could capture that kind of perfection, there would be no mountains left for me to conquer. Better have the thrill of a challenge. It's nice to take things a little easy after the past couple days. As you and Stella start to dig in, you're interrupted by phone alarms going off. Oh shoot, I almost forgot. It's Mayor Jimmy Day. If they're even still doing it after last night. I wonder how far the news has spread. Either way, it's a good excuse to meet up with Oscar and see how Rosalina's doing. Gretchen scoffs at the mention of Mayor Jimmy. Mayor my rear end, I certainly never voted for him. Gretchen says she didn't vote for him. Well, of course she didn't. Gretchen's a dog. Dogs can't vote. Stella falls silent. Maybe they should, though. How'd that even work? Little paw prints? Oh, never mind. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's finish up and head on over. I'll make sure to bring some biscuits for the mayor. Biscuits? I can't believe Stella's bringing the good stuff for that lowlife. Gretchen doesn't seem to like Mayor Jimmy very much. Huh? Because she barked? Well, that won't stop me from bringing biscuits. It's always good to be polite. Let's go! Alright, spend some quality time with Stella. Got an achievement for it. You and Stella make your way to the former town hall, now Scarlet Hollow's library. It's surprisingly busy. A small crowd formed in a corner of the main foyer. Now we're just waiting on Kanika. Surprised to see you here, Snowy Nerdy. I half expected you to skip town. Yes, the whole gang's here. I've been waiting to introduce Snowy Nerdy to the mayor for, the entire time I've known him. It'll be worth it. Trust us. Alright, shall we? Ah, that explains it. Oh, wait a second. I guessed that, didn't I? I feel like I guessed that in a previous episode. There was some kind of allusion to, like a fetch, fetching or something like that. And I went, the mayor's a dog. I'm going to call that as a success. I think I called that. Anyway, he is a dog. You can tell this dog is the mayor from his little sash and fancy top hat. There's a regal air about him, almost as if he knows the position of authority he's been elected to. And unless you're mistaken, the serious man by his side is Deputy Franklin, one of the policemen you spoke to following your encounter in the woods on Monday. The mayor's little nose starts twitching as you approach, his doggy eyes shine with a curious intensity. What have you got? You've got something wet and nutty. Ooh, are you up? Do you want the peanuts? You hold out your now slightly rancid bag of boiled peanuts. The mayor's nose twitches eagerly at their strong odor, and then he's on them in a flash, ripping through the plastic and devouring the shop-sold legumes. Yes! I finally passed off my peanuts to someone! Alright, it worked, and I got an achievement for it! So worth it. Drop it, sir! Drop it! The security detail tries to tear him away, but it's too late! The peanuts are already eaten! Thank you for the generous campaign donation. Oh, hey, you finally got rid of those things. Hey, Stella noticed. Thank God, Kanika says. Better hope those nuts settle well. If the mayor gets any tummy trouble after eating your disgusting pocket peanuts, there'll be hell to pay. Why, I never! Now you see what I mean? Not so much as begging before he dove right for the snacks. I've smelled those peanuts on you since day one, and you never saw me become such an animal over them. Good morning, citizen. I don't believe we met. He holds out his paw as if to shake your hand. I'm curious, this is a whole encounter where the ability to speak to animals is probably enormous. I'm guessing you cannot talk to the mayor if you can't speak to animals. It's lovely to meet you, Mr. Mayor. You take a little paw in your hand, but the burly security detail stops you. No paw shaking. Only head pats and ear scratches allowed. I must apologize for my security detail. He has my best interests at heart, but he can be a little gruff at times. Hey, aren't you Deputy Franklin? Not while I'm off duty, the mayor scoffs. Off duty? The services you render for me are far more important than your police work. Still haven't found Duke's body. What are you even doing here? Like I said, I'm off duty, and I don't make a habit of discussing official police business with out-of-towners. And especially not with suspicious out-of-towners. Now, let's hear this stranger out. Tourism is part of this town's lifeblood, after all. There's 3 buildings in this town. How is tourism part of the lifeblood? I knew he'd be a dog. I think I did. I think I actually called it. And what bearing does that have on anything? Oh, did Tabby ruin it for you? This town has had a dog as mayor since the early 1900s. That's just how we do things around here for some reason. It's the best part of living in Scarlet Hollow, besides the nature. And all my friends, and Winnie's biscuits. Oh, and the close-knit small-town community, of course. But having a dog mayor is a close fifth, no contest. Now, is there something I can help you with? You're not one of my constituents. I'd like to make sure I spend plenty of time with the voters. Gretchen says you're a lowlife. Watch it. Ah, Miss Gretchen, what must I do to earn your loyalty? I'll settle for nothing less than you stepping down from office. We're doomed, aren't we? Mr. Mayor, there's something very serious going on in town. We need your help. Murmurs stir in the crowd behind you as you relay the danger, with a capital D, to the mayor. Of course, the pet disappearances. I've been made aware of the situation. But what do you expect me to do about it? It's autumn. That's tourist season in Scarlet Hollow. I can't turn away the lifeblood of this town, not with the mine faltering the way it is. There was a mine collapse last night. We don't need any more news of disaster coming out of Scarlet Hollow. Do you understand? This is very, Mayor of Amity Island-esque. So you know that there are monsters laying eggs in the local animals, and you're just going to just let it happen? Laying eggs? Don't be ridiculous. I'm sure that whatever's causing this disappearances is just a bear or mountain lion. We've all smelled them up in those hills. They'll move on soon enough. This is a southern town. Plenty of people are armed around these parts. They'll take care of the problem before it gets out of hand. And in the meantime, it's best not to cause a panic. I'm a pillar of this community. It's my job to project strength to my constituents. I've heard just about enough from you, Jimmy. Look at you putting on a show in front of your adoring fans while the dogs of this town are snatched up by monsters in the woods, hoping the humans will clean it all up for you. When are you finally going to do something meaningful for the hairier citizens of Scarlet Hollow? Now, Miss Gretchen, there's no need. Scraps never would have let those things prowl the woods for so long. And yet you sit back, waiting for the humans to notice and let more innocent dogs suffer. You know, I almost lost my life to those things the other night, and my goodness, haven't you heard about poor Duke? Now, Gretchen, a lot of those were old dogs. It's fair of me to assume they simply went to the big farm upstate. Don't you dare talk to me about old dogs! She's got a good point, Mr. Mayor. You're damn right I do. Scraps would have been out in those woods at the first sign of trouble, tearing out the throats of any creatures who dared threaten the dogs of Scarlet Hollow. Yet here he is, posing for the little rectangle like nothing is wrong in this town. Ooh, we're actually hearing growling. Gretchen squirms in Stella's arms, straining to get at Mayor Jimmy. Hey, whoa, Gretchen, calm down, old girl, you're gonna pull a muscle. Mr. Franklin, I think now's a good time to dispose of this riffraff. Miss Richmond, I'm going to have to ask you and your dog to step away from the mayor. I should have known better. Those two have never been able to get along. Stella walks off, still struggling to hold Gretchen as she shouts insults back at Jimmy. Ingrate! Ne'er-do-well! You dog! Kanika's put to follow, and I guess I'll follow them. It looks like everyone else is already talking to Oscar in the next room. Before you can catch up to your companions, you're interrupted by a nervous man with a cross around his neck. Sounds like strange mayor and old Gretchen and the mayor may have some unresolved issues, wouldn't you say? I'm Pastor Daniel. I take it you're a snowy nerdy. Everyone's been buzzing about you. I'm so sorry about your aunt, but I'm sure she's in a better place now. Let's not kid ourselves. We both know she's in hell. She sucked. Oh, I'm sure she wasn't that bad. Most people are good deep down inside. It's best not to speak ill of the dead. Completely unrelated. Gretchen said she didn't vote for the mayor. Pastor cares more about tourism than the fate of this town. Pastor goes quiet for a second, his face suddenly white as a sheet. A smile fades from his face as he stares at you, intently studying your expression. You too? He glances to either side before continuing. I thought I was the only one. Please come visit me at the church soon. Seems like we might have a lot to talk about. Maybe he can also speak with animals? I mean, this was a really weird thing, I will say. Like, even at the start of the game, I thought it was interesting that for whatever reason they were giving me these, like, psychic powers or abilities that they didn't give anybody else. So maybe they actually do give people those powers. Anyway, nothing to do now but catch up with your companions. I will go after them. I heard from Snowy Nerdy what happened. Oscar, I'm so sorry. Poor Rosalina. I can't even imagine how scary this has been for her. She seems in high spirits right now, but they've got her on some pretty strong pain medication, so I'm not sure how she's gonna feel when that wears off. And it was the whole foot? Yeah, it's bad, but she's alive. We'll both be able to move on from this. We just have to get through the tough parts first. I should have done more for her. No, you don't have to beat yourself up over this. She's actually been talking about you all morning. She's really happy you were able to help her and all of her little friends. She keeps saying how much she wants to bake you a cake. Of course, we need a real kitchen for that, not just a hot plate. Sorry to cut our conversation short, but I better get going. I was only supposed to come back to pick up a few things, and then the hospital called and said there's been some big bus accident on the highway, and they need the bed, so I have to come pick her up. Even though our house is still haunted, and the only place she can lie down until then is the dirty back room that drove her away in the first place, and Mayor Jimmy Day is happening. Sorry. Just a little overwhelmed. It's okay, Oscar. We're here to help. Yeah, we're gonna get that ghost. We could always go ahead and do a ghost bust or whatever we're calling it while you're out, and she'd be able to go right back to her old room as soon as she got back. That's probably a good idea, right? If only, but it doesn't come out during the day, so any busting attempts are gonna have to wait until nightfall. I'm still not sure we can get rid of it at all. I think I'd have to see for myself that it was gone. It managed to trip me a couple times, and I can't handle any more surprises right now. I've got every ghost hunting device known to man. You're in good hands, Oscar. We have the power of friendship on our side. Heck yeah, we do. Friendship on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. If anime has taught me anything, it's that the power of friendship is unstoppable. That's a lovely sentiment. I'm sure Rosaline will at least be glad to know you all did your best to help her. I'm heading out. It should be dark by the time we get back, so I suppose I'll see y'all then. Oscar hurries off, car keys jingling as he jogs out the door. Oh yeah, so now we know we made dinner plans with our pal Reese yesterday. I'm sure his mom will be totally fine with an extra guest. Will she? Absolutely, and maybe we can even get him to come ghost hunting with us. You don't have that much time to kill before the evening's activities, and you're going to need dinner. A free meal is a free meal. Oh yeah, you're not going to try to get Dr. Kelly to let him leave the house, are you? She'll kick us out for even asking. I wonder if he even knows what happened last night. I don't know how disconnected he is from the news around town. Geez, should we tell him? Gosh, I don't know. Maybe we should just play it by ear. Anyways, shall we? Time to go. So about the mayor. You should vote for Scraps next election. That's who Gretchen supports. Wait, how do you know about Scraps? Can you actually talk to animals? Dots. I've always liked Scraps. Gretchen's got good taste. So I basically just reveal and confirm that I can talk to animals, and you just blow past that. So this is either a very common thing, or this is the most nonchalant citizenry in the history of mankind. So I finally met Pastor Daniel. It was only a matter of time until he tried to pull you aside about grief counseling. When my dad died, I had to ban him from the general store for a week. He wouldn't stop leaving these little pamphlets at the checkout. I don't know where he finds so many. I think he comes off a little weird because he shares my gift. That's what I was saying. Wait, you don't mean... Yeah, he corroborated some of the things the mayor told me. Okay, assuming for a minute that both you and Pastor Daniel have magical power speaking to animals, I don't think that's enough to explain how weird the guy is. For instance, you don't make my skin crawl. He does. I wonder how many people out there share your gift. There's so many implications. I'm going to continue to pretend that Snowy is just really good at reading animal body language. I don't think I can handle many more world-shattering revelations this week. I hope Tabitha winds up coming. Oh my god, yes! Can you imagine how much fun that would be if she actually shows? Stella, come on! I know you think you have some kind of a bond with her, but she's awful! She isn't even nice to you! You just haven't given her a chance. Maybe if she comes along tonight, the two of you will finally get along. No. I'm reminding her. Kanika sighs. That's what Stella seems to want. May not have been the smart call, but it's what she wanted. Kanika sighs as you shoot your cousin a text reminding her of the evening's ghost hunt. Alright, you invited her. Let's not get into it. If we're lucky, she'll be too busy at the mines to even show. Oh, don't say that, Neeks. If we're lucky, we'll have another opportunity to forge a bond of friendship between the two of you. What about inviting Avery? Oh. Sure, I guess the more the merrier, right? Maybe there'll be an extra voice of reason. We won't be much help to Oscar if we start jumping at our own shadows. Cool, I'll text them on the way over to Reese's. Let's head to Reese's. Alright, shall we head out? Three of you leave the library for an early dinner at Reese's, and I think that is where we will cut it. It is a little bit of a shorter episode than usual, but I want to make sure. It feels like the ghost hunt is going to be a very significant side quest, and I want to make sure that has, we have the full like time in the episode, or like in one episode, to sort of like explore what happens and sort of the implications of that and all that. So I'm gonna go ahead and end off here, probably partway through episode 3. The other issue that I have, and again, like, this is such a interesting story to me that I always forget. The more I play of this, the more I forget that this technically isn't a finished game. Episode 5 hasn't come out yet. Episode 6, I think, is slated for next year. So there is a lot of story left that if we like play through it too fast, we won't even be able to catch up on. But I think for now is probably a good time. Like, it's just one that I want to commit to a little bit more. So this has been very fun. Expect to see more of this on the channel relatively soon, just because I want to kind of see where this goes, or explore what we can explore based on what's already been completed. So I hope you enjoy this too. I might also start so I have like a couple of like one-off games that I was thinking about, and then I might do another game in the mold of like a Life is Strange or a Batman or something like that, where there's more of a gameplay element to it, and it isn't just like choosing text boxes. So that might be the case as well. I will just have to see. In the meantime, make sure, as always, that you have let me know your thoughts about this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your preferences, what games you want me to play. I'm always asking about that. Share with your friends, share with your enemies. Stay involved, stay engaged. Just going down the checklist. Most importantly, though, in sort of stars and hearts surrounded on the checklist, stay cool. Thank you so much for watching, as always, and I will see you next time. But for now, bye-bye!